This is the Phillies Postcast, your instant game reaction for the Philadelphia Phillies. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
My, oh my, welcome into the show, everybody. This is Locked On Phillies Postcast. I'm your host, Mark Farzetta. It's fantastic having you along for the ride. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Locked On Phillies YouTube channel. You got me here throughout the podcast journey, throughout the season. You got Connor Thomas bringing you your Locked On Phillies daily podcast. Oh, my goodness gracious. What a game by your Philadelphia Phillies. It wasn't a 20-19 game. Oh, no. This was all about the pitching, and Jesus Luzardo was flat out lights out against the LA Dodgers tonight. Two arms were the hero of tonight's game. The arm of Jesus Luzardo, 7 innings, a shutout innings, I might add, striking out 8, improving to 2-0 in the young season and his young Phillies career. And JT Realmuto, don't run on JT Realmuto. No, really, don't run on Realmuto. That's probably a terrible idea if you're an opposing team. First victim, Shohei Ohtani. Just sit your ass down. And then number 2, Taylor trying to steal. I saw the strikeout, the throw out. Done. Throw obviously beat Taylor to the second base bag. Trea Turner got it down, and it was good, and he's called safe. And here's the only thing that was worrying me. They're showing the replay of the final out of the game that ended up being the strike him out, throw him out double play. They have to review it because the call on the field is safe. And I'm looking at it, and the umpire is right over top of the plate. He is in phenomenal position to make the right call. And he blew it! They get the angle of Trea Turner putting the mitt down. It looks like it gets Taylor on the arm, and I'm like, man, is that the wind? It's not the wind. He's already on the ground. It's not the impact of the ground. He is definitely out, and I'm just sitting there. I'm waiting. They go to Sea Caucus, to the war room. They show the screen with the angles on it, and I'm looking for one that actually looks like it's the one that's going to tell us whether or not Taylor's safe or out, and I know that he's out, but I'm not seeing the angle that clearly says he's out, but I'm like, he's probably out, and they overturn it. I couldn't believe it. Great call. The fact that Rob Thompson was so fast with it also. I mean, what else? I mean, you're in the ninth inning. You're in the top of the ninth inning. What are you going to be like? I'm going to save this and leave it in my back pocket? No. So he challenges the play. They overturn it. Phillies win the ball game. JT Realmuto. I mean, look, first and foremost, I got to continue to give the flowers to the rightful person that owns the flowers today.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
Jesus Luzardo, still the player of the game, without question. JT Realmuto, clutch. We'll get into Bryson Stott. We'll get into Nick Castellanos with a 2-hit game for the Phillies today. But all in all, I loved everything I saw from Jesus Luzardo. But of all the things that I saw from him tonight, over the 7 scoreless that he tossed, was how much he did not fear, like at all, Shohei Ohtani. So, in case you just started watching baseball this year, this Shohei Ohtani guy is like really good at baseball and stuff. And Jesus Luzardo is like, I don't care. First at bat against first time facing Ohtani in this game. Of course, he leads off for the Dodgers. 98 mile per hour fastballs, 4 of them. 98 mile per hour, 4 of them. Doesn't bat an eye. It goes right after Ohtani. Ohtani flies out to left field, shallow left field, I might add. Then he goes and he faces Ohtani again. This time he's popping the mitt at 97 miles per hour, and he gets Ohtani to fly out to center field. He goes up to face Ohtani again later in the game. Again, not afraid. The velocity wasn't quite there as it had been earlier in the game. So what does he do in the 6th inning when he faces him? He faces him and sits him down, getting him flailing away at a beautiful changeup. Jesus Luzardo, not afraid. Not afraid in the least bit, and mom and dad were there to watch him. I actually like the Apple TV broadcast, and if you didn't see it, I'll go through the entire play-by-play of the game in case you didn't see the game if you don't have an Apple TV subscription. But mom and dad get interviewed during the game. They're beaming with pride, and they love every second of it. They're getting the shots of them in the crowd. It's fantastic, and Jesus Luzardo was all over it tonight. And there were at least, I think, 7 instances tonight where he went up against the Dodgers and had 2 pitch at bats. 7, at least 7. I counted 7, not including Mookie Betts, where Ohtani got thrown out at second base with Mookie Betts at the plate. because he was down 2-0. I thought for a second the Dodgers were trying to do the dumb thing that the Phillies tried to do, the dumb thing the Phillies did just in the previous game here against the Rockies where they tried to double steal and bring the runner home from third. No, I don't think that's what they were doing. But either way, Ohtani took off from first to second. Realmuto gunned him down. And it was absolutely amazing to see them try to pull that off. But other than that, 2-pitch at bat that he had to Betts at that part of the game, he had at least seven 2-pitch at bats. The Dodgers were obviously going after something. I guess they knew that Luzardo was going to be going after him with fastballs, similar to the way that he did against Shohei Ohtani, and they tried to tee off on him. No bueno. No bueno, friends. Did not work for the Dodgers this evening, and I was rooting for it. They alluded to it a number of times throughout the game. The Dodgers had not been shut out in the 64, 65 games, whatever, and I'm like, this guy's going to jinx it. This guy on Apple TV is going to jinx it. And then sure enough, don't call me Romano comes to the game in the 9th inning. He goes up and he faces Edman, and Edman goes up there and whammy, hits a 2-run home run to make it a 3-2 game. But Jesus Luzardo, all in all, loved what you saw from him tonight. To look at the pitcher's box score for Jesus Luzardo, 7 innings, just 2 hits, issued 2 walks, nobody hit, 8 strikeouts, 95 pitches. Jesus Luzardo at the start of the 7th inning, how about this? 72 pitches at the start of the 7th inning, 58 pitches at the start of the 6th inning. Again, getting 2 pitch at bats throughout the ball game with consistency. You love to see it. As for the bats for your Phillies, here's what you had going on. Kyle Schwarber took the offer, but also had 2 walks. Trea Turner had a single. Then you also have Nick Castellanos coming up with 2 hits. JT Realmuto a hit. Bryson Stott a hit. Also an RBI. You love to see that from those guys down the bottom of the order. Again, helping the cause for the Phillies. Your 1 through 6 hitters today. Oh, my goodness gracious. 1 through 5 hitters today coming up with just 1 hit. That also is no good. Can't have that. But the Phillies able to come up with the clutch hits when they needed the clutch hits later in the ball game. As for the big inning and the one that really helped the Phillies maintain this whole thing.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
7th inning for me was the end-all, be-all for the Phils, and here's why. 7th inning, first off, again, you have Jesus Luzardo starting out that inning. He gets Betts to ground out to first base. Edman comes up there, grounds out to short, so you already got 2 outs in the inning. Teoscar Hernandez goes up there. He hits a double that just was a dying quail between Nick Castellanos in right field and Bryson Stott running over from second base. It just dropped right in there. Look, it was Nick Castellanos' ball, and we were just saying on yesterday's postcast that Nick Castellanos has been actually looking a little bit more fleet of foot this year. I don't know if it's seeing him at the beginning of 162 games as opposed to comparing it to last year at the end of 162 games, but he looks a little bit more fleet of foot. Maybe he lost weight. Maybe he joined a track team in the offseason. I don't know. Looks a little bit more fleet of foot. So he's closing on that ball. Bryson Stott, any infielder, to all the young players out there, that's the outfielder's ball. If you hear him yelling for it, just get out of the way. Just missed it. And at this point in the game, it's still scoreless. And I'm waiting for a blow-up inning. Unfortunately, it never came. At least not when Jesus Luzardo was on the bump. So it just drops in there. Teoscar Hernandez gets the dying quail double, so he's on second base. Then he walks Smith. Luzardo walks Smith as one of his 2 walks. First and second, 2 outs. Now you're a little worried about 2-out lightning. Kike Hernandez is up there at the plate now. Fellow lover of Chase Utley, for the Phillies fans that might have forgotten that. Teoscar Hernandez ends up stealing third base. Now you got first and third with 2 outs, and he ends up sitting down Kike Hernandez on a slider that was low in the zone. Like, forget about a 7-iron, 9-iron. He needed a fishing rod to go down there and get that baseball, and he didn't have it. So he had to sit down on strikes. He fanned him chasing that low slider, and that was his 8th and final strikeout of the game, final pitch of the game, because Jesus Luzardo was done after that. As for the full-blown turning point, 7th inning, Kirby Yates comes in to relieve Yamamoto, who did a good job keeping the Phillies off balance, of course. They ran up his pitch count a lot better than the Dodgers did with Luzardo, no question. But first guy he faces is Max Kepler. Kepler works the walk. Nick Castellanos puts the ball into the left field corner. He gets into the left field corner. Now you got runners at second and third with nobody out. Things are looking good for the Phils. JT Realmuto steps up to the plate. Let me just make sure I didn't write down what kind of pitch it was. I want to say it was a fastball inside that JT Realmuto clobbered. And it was, I don't know, probably 20 feet away from being a 3-run home run. But either way, he just tattooed that baseball. So he's swinging a home run bat. I don't know if it's a torpedo, but he's swinging a home run bat. Then he ends up striking out on a low splitter, and that was that. So Bryson Stott then comes up with 1 out in the inning, still a runner on second and third, 1 out. Bryson Stott pulls a splitter into left field for an RBI single. He scores on that one, so it's so it's 1-0 at that point with the Phillies, and then Brandon Marsh grounds out. Brandon Marsh grounds out for the 3rd run of the inning. So that's the way that went down. It was nail biter, certainly, going into that 7th inning, because yet again, the Phillies struggled to be able to get those clutch hits in the big situation, get guys on base early in the game off a starting pitcher. They didn't do it again until they faced the bullpen. So that, for me, was the one that was rough. Trea Turner got the offense started. In the 1st inning, there was a mistake there by Yamamoto, threw the ball away. Turner tried to steal third. He was dead to rights. The ball was thrown away. He ended up scoring on that. So that was the only run unearned that they scored off the starting pitcher Yamamoto in this game. But then Brandon Marsh came up and grounded out to second base for what ended up being the game-winning run. Any way you could get him. Nick Castellanos was brought home in that play in the 7th inning, and that's where the Phillies did most of their damage. 1 run in the 1st inning on the Trea Turner, taking advantage of the error, and then 2 runs in the 7th inning to help ice the game. Bottom line is, LA Dodgers now 8-1. Your Philadelphia Phillies now 6-1 on the young season. When we come back, we'll take your comments on this game, what you guys have to say about it. We'll also break down 1 or 2 more things that I know you guys are going to be kicking around tomorrow, including Jordan Romano's performance in that 9th inning. We'll talk about that more when we return. This is Locked On Phillies Postcast on Locked On Phillies YouTube channel. SupplyHouse.com. Get the supplies you need from the site made for the skilled trades. Supply House. Whether you're in plumbing, HVAC, or electrical work, Supply House is reliable, and they're the right way to get the best products online. Their easy-to-use website is packed with helpful resources and the latest product info to help you get the job done right. Plus, with a complete inventory of over 200,000 parts from 400-plus top brands, you'll find exactly what you're looking for, exactly what you need delivered fast from coast to coast. Need help with an order? Supply House offers expert support and industry-leading service, so you'll always talk to a real person. And for those trade professionals out there looking for the extra edge, their free Trade Master program offers exclusive perks like dedicated phone line, free shipping, and discounts on every order. Join the Trade Master program today at supplyhouse.com/TM. That's supplyhouse.com/TM. And start ordering plumbing, HVAC, and electrical supplies with just a few clicks. Plus, use promo code SH5. That's SH5 for 5% off your first order with supplyhouse.com. Game Time app. Phillies, of course, starting off the season. You want to be at a game. Nothing like hearing the crack of the bat while you're at a game, smelling the grass, the nachos, the hot dogs, hearing the chatter. You know what I mean? Game Time app gets you in the ball game. And how about this? Catching an MLB game live, like I said, nothing like it. And Game Time makes getting tickets easier and more reliable than ever. With last-minute ticket deals, all-in pricing, and lowest price guarantee, Game Time takes the stress out of buying MLB tickets. Plus, tickets prices drop at Game Time as it gets closer and closer, meaning you score an incredible deal. Don't forget about the amazing offer they have with Game Time Picks, which filters out all the fluff. Game Time is the official ticketing partner of Locked On, especially Locked On Phillies Postcast. And make sure you're taking advantage of all they have to offer. Spontaneous game night, whatever the case might be. Game Time Picks feature, as I said, filters out all the fluff, so it gives you the best seats at the best prices on the Game Time app. Now, here's how you can take advantage. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets by downloading the app, creating an account, using promo code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. That's Locked On MLB for $20 off your first purchase. Locked On, LOCKEDON MLB for $20 off your first purchase. Download the app today. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed with the Game Time app. Jordan Romano Coming in the ninth inning, as it was alluded to many times throughout the broadcast, and I'm sure many of you already knew from following the Phillies through the first 7 games of the season, you already had Jose Alvarado pitching 3 out of the last 4 games, and he only labored through an inning of work with 35 pitches the previous game against the Colorado Rockies. So he was not going to be available tonight. So Jordan Romano came on in relief of the ninth inning to try to close the door on the Dodgers, which, well, like I said about Jose Alvarado last night, he didn't like slam the door on the Rockies. He like just kind of gently like closed it, like your dad's yelling at you, don't slam the door. And you're like, oh, that's what Romano did tonight. He didn't slam the door, but it eventually got closed. I was yelling at the TV for the Rob Thompson to get somebody up in the bullpen. It drives me banana sandwich when he doesn't get somebody up in the bullpen when his pitcher's struggling as much as he was. But Jordan Romano finally got out of it. That slider that he hung to Edman, that was just begging to be smacked into the right center field stands, and that's exactly what happened, and that's how the Dodgers got their only runs in the game. Either way, it's still a win. Either way, the Phillies still hold on, and either way, Jordan Romano, to close out the game, found the stuff he needed when he really, really, really needed it. Other than that, it was one of those games. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, what's everyone going to be kicking around tomorrow?
This is what you'll be talking about.
I think that you're going to be talking about the fact that the Phillies are now 6-1, not just on the season, but 6-1 in the last 7 games they've played against the LA Dodgers. No, they won 6 and 7 last year. Sorry, my math's terrible. 7 of 8. Now 7 of 8 they have won against the LA Dodgers. So that feels pretty damn good. I think he'll be kicking around that tomorrow. I don't know how to do math. I'm not good at it and stuff. So anyway, bottom line is they are the Dodgers' daddies. And I also I will say, going into this game, I can't remember the last time I was as excited for a third series of a season as much as I was with the Phillies were taking on the Dodgers. Great anticipation. And then the fact that the Dodgers came into town 8-0 and the Phillies handled their business, that makes you feel pretty good. One other thing you might be looking at, and I kind of alluded to it when I showed the breakdown of the lineup, Bryce Harper did work a walk today, but 0 for 3 for Bryce Harper. One thing jumped out at me, and Yamamoto, I give him a lot of credit for it. Look, good pitcher. He did what a good pitcher is supposed to do. But in the first inning, he faced Bryce Harper. Bryce Harper was at the plate when Trea Turner got a 1-out double. Then Trea Turner, that's when he tried to steal third. The bad throw by Yamamoto. Turner scores, 1-0 Phils. During that at-bat, Bryce Harper got 2 fastballs right over the middle of the plate. Like, begging him to hit him. Like, just hit me, and he missed. So then I thought it was interesting. The next time he was up there, Bryce Harper shows a lot of patience. The first pitch he saw was another fastball, and he offered at it. And then I guess he just thought, he's going to throw me sweepers here. He's not going to be giving me that fastball because Harper looked like he was starting to time that fastball well. And Yamamoto threw him, I think, 3 straight sweepers, and Bryce Harper laid off of him. And then he got a 3-2 pitch, fastball away. He laid off it, and that's when he worked his walk. That was a first and second 2-out situation for Alec Bohm, and Bohm ended up hit the ball on the screw. Oh, no, he hit the ball at the end of the bat. That was he flew out to center field, just mistimed it a little bit, hit the ball at the end of the bat, and that was that. But Yamamoto, 23 pitches in that third inning. Schwarber walked in that one, reached second on a wild pitch, so he had a runner in scoring position when Harper came to the plate. They walked him, and then Bohm flew out to center field to end that threat. But that's the way that one broke down. Let's see what you guys have to say about this now, not just tomorrow. Let's see what's going on here. Top of the thing. Here we go. Elephant in the room. Hello. Don't want to see Romano in the 9th inning until he earns it. I concur, Jess Patrick says. Luzardo was absolutely filthy, though. He was being squeezed up in the zone. I noticed 2 different occasions where all of a sudden Romano was definitely one of these instances. No excuses, but definitely worth pointing out. Yeah, I even wrote it down in the Smith at bat, in the Smith walk. that strike zone tightened up big time. There was even a play later in the Max Muncy, when he pinch hit for Kike. Max Muncy comes up there. He takes the first pitch on the inside corner. He thinks it's a ball, and he looks like he was pissed about it. But a very similar pitch was thrown. This one was obviously on the inside to a left-handed hitter. It was away to a right-handed hitter. He wasn't getting that call, so I thought the strike zone tightened up a little bit throughout the game. Buddy Christ, JT Realmuto showing his worth. Thank you, Buddy Christ. Chris Moore, Strom, okay, or Alvarado, I think should be the ninth inning guy. I concur, but I think when Alvarado's not going to be available, I think it's going to be I think that's where Thompson's going to play. I think Alvarado's your closer. If he's not available, I think it's either going to be Strom or Romano. That's the way I think Topper is going to go with it. Jason, let's go, baby. Player of the game got to be Luzardo. You're absolutely right. 1A, I'm going to put as JT Realmuto. JT is an assassin and a Sicilian assassin. That's what JT Realmuto is. Braves have bases loaded, leading 6-0 on the Marlins. Yeah, it's the Marlins. It's minor league baseball. Phillies are doing it. Yeah, that's right. All the best teams are in the NL West. Fair enough. Buddy Christ again. This win came without Harper or Schwarber getting a hit. Little small ball, sure. More small. 3 straight games, small ball. I know Kyle Schwarber just had the 440-foot home run, but the majority of their runs the last 3 games have been a courtesy of the small ball. Evelyn, Luzardo, JT, what a game! Bite it, Dodgers. Thank you, Evelyn. Bandman 100, Luzy? Is that what we're calling him? Luzzy? Luzy? I don't know. Luzardo in the sky with that. I should have read the rest of that. Lucy in the sky with diamonds. There you go. Ray Amato, what's going on? JT with the ban hammer. There you go. Jesus saves. There you go. Not Jordan Romano. Pat and Ryan, I can't have Romano in high leverage situations. I agree. Crazy. What's up, Crazy? I'm out here, Mark, at 9:30 after the Phillies watching Ovi try to pass Gretzky. He needs one to go. That's how close it is right now? Damn. Hey, I respect Ovechkin. Ray Ramiro kind of. Why, Deborah? All right, sorry. Anyway, don't ignore that. Just delete that from your mind that I said that. Marlins are getting blown out. Whatever. Jeremy, what's up, Jeremy? 8 innings a night from our starters. Yeah, there's just that. 100. Windlestat might be the worst dump. Yeah, not good. Pat Ryan, you should have seen me calling for the replay from the couch. What on the throw out? That was pretty awesome. Limit the Ks. That is key for the Phillies, says Charles. Thank you, Charles. Cassie almost did have that. Yes, he did. The drop in right field, unfortunately. More like Corky Romano. Jeremy, well played. Question. Stop. No, okay. I'm sorry about the movie references. Okay. Chris Moore, hello. Pat Ryan, apparently there's only the 6-1 start in 60 years? My goodness gracious. Jason A! What's up? Polar Buck, Romano didn't get himself out of that mess. JT rescued him. Absolutely. I mean, he did come up with the strikeout. Romano walked Betts on 5 pitches. Edmund hits the home run. Betts stole second during that. Oh, man, that really was a hung slider. Teoscar Hernandez chased the slider as well. That was actually a great slider. He went back to that pitch, had confidence in it. Good for him. Walks Smith. Muncy comes in, sits him down. Taylor's caught stealing. See ya. Jess Lee. Oh, go Sixers was at the game. Luzardo was awesome. That's great. Buddy Chris, for sport, that's very kind. You're very kind. Appreciate you. 6 to 7-ish. Thank you for the plug. I appreciate that. Thanks, everybody in the chat. You guys are great as per usual. I will be back with you guys again tomorrow, where the Phillies look to win this series with the Dodgers tomorrow afternoon at 4:05 tomorrow night, depending on what you like there. That game will also be nationally televised. Sasaki takes on Aaron Nola. So that'll be a fun one. Look forward to that. A couple of righties going at it. Sasaki has yet to give up a home run this season. Let's see if I can do something about that. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Make sure you guys hit like and subscribe on Locked On Phillies Postcast. Once again, you got me after every game this season for your postcast needs. And then you got Connor Thomas throughout the week, giving you your Locked On Daily podcast as well. So like and subscribe to Locked On Phillies YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. My name is Mark Farzetta. I'll be back with you guys tomorrow afternoon. And boy, oh boy, I can't wait. See you guys then.